Welcome to BS Draftcast, where we are Brandon and Steven, and we are back at you with another one. Uh, we are a little late. I typically do these on Saturday nights, but with the holidays, just everything going on, it's just timing wasn't there. So we are here Sunday before kickoff. You guys will get the information, get the bets, and also this gives us a little bit of and whenever we get the questions on injuries, if we get any today, being that it's so early in the morning, we can actually answer those kind of on the spot and give you an update for the game time kickoff. So, as always, I got my main man Steven. Thanksgiving, bro. Glad you're home. We get to do another video. You don't have shitty service. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, thank God for that. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, Thanksgiving was awesome, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too and the family and stuff. Yeah, man. Just happy to talk some football, man. Happy Thanksgiving to the viewers who's gonna be tuning in, hopefully here in the near future. So appreciate you guys. I'm ready to get rolling, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. We do want to mention we are live on Facebook now, right now as we speak. So it is a potential work in progress. There might be some bugs, maybe choppy. I might have to mess with some settings, but we are streaming now on YouTube, TikTok, and on Facebook Live as well. So little little more conveniency for some of the viewers that may not have TikTok or don't want to have to go through and try and get the YouTube link and just go on through that. You can just jump right on our Facebook page and you can it'll be right there on the Facebook page. So if you guys want to do that in the future, you're more than welcome to do that. But yeah, let's dive right into it. Just a couple recaps. The Detroit Lions, they look like they're going to dominate the Bears. Bears ended up coming back, and Caleb Williams and Eberflus are brain dead and decided to call one play with 33 seconds left in the game, and time expired, and they lost. Um, you sent me Eberflus got fired, right?
Yep. They can his ass.
Yeah, which I mean that should have happened a long time ago. That was just poor. I mean, they were damn near in field goal range. Held all they had to do is run a draw play in that hurry up situation, get like 5 6 yards, and call a timeout. Try and attempt that field goal to tie the game, go to overtime. But just poor clock management, and it just. I mean, you're a pro player. I understand. Coach should be on top of it. Player should be on top of it as well. More the coach because coach should have been like, okay, he's not doing anything. Call timeout. Let's regroup here. But we're not gonna beat a dead horse on this, and that's just what it was. Caleb Williams still sucks. I had to throw that out there. That's a weekly thing. I love saying it. It's the best. Dallas and uh, the Giants. That game, I mean, that game actually ended up not being a terrible game, to be honest with you. Obviously, Cowboys pull out the win. Micah Parsons, I don't know what he's talking about, saying that we're coming. You guys won 2 games, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, you beat the Giants, dude. Chill.
Yeah, yeah, like you didn't beat no dogs, bro. Chill out.
Yeah, I love Micah, but come on, dude.
Green Bay and Miami. Uh, Green Bay beats the living hell out of Miami, and once again it's a cold game, and once again the offense sputters. Maybe, maybe the old adage of Miami can't play in cold weather is legit because they ain't won a game in the cold in a sub 20 below and below game, and I can't remember. I forget the
It was
statistic,
like
but
1993 or something.
it's something insane.
Something insane. Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then on to the
understand that.
Black Friday game. I didn't watch the game. I watched the very ending of it just because I seen that the Raiders and Chiefs were tied up for a while, and then the Chiefs took the lead. Um, yeah, Steven, go ahead and touch base on this, and kind of. I know you didn't watch it, but you seen the clips. You watch what everyone's bitching about, and so on and so forth.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't watch this game. Anybody that's tuned into our podcast in the past knows that I just don't watch the Chiefs game just because I don't want to have to deal with the stress of the um iffy play calling. I'll put it that way. No man. First off, Brock Bowers took over. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
had
did.
a huge game like he's been all season. I mean, he's translated to the NFL well. His style of play, the Raiders are implementing him well. But yeah, like you said, the Raiders had a chance to win this game, and then in the final, shoot, what was it? It was at the damn end of the game. They were driving,
Yeah,
and
they were, and I mean, it wasn't like they were like sputtering. I mean, they were driving.
it was a botched snap and or a false start. One ref saying false start coming across the field. He's doing the false start signal, and then they all collaborate. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Nah, he fumbled the snap." Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them weird things, man. Like you see the ref coming in saying
Not
false
fumbled the
start,
snap, but
and it's not the first time that like um players or under players referees come in and they get together and they're like, okay, what do you got, what do you got, what do you got, let's come up with a decision. So maybe he signaled the wrong thing because it ended up being an illegal shift. So maybe he signaled the wrong thing and the ref seen something else. And I mean, I know that this is arguably the worst 11-1 team that I've ever seen in my life. I'm just gonna come out and say that. Uh, I don't fear the Bengal or the Chiefs. I don't. I'm not afraid of them. Um, I mean, the Carolina Panthers put up a fight against them. Uh, I mean,
the Raiders obviously
the
did.
Raiders should have won. The Broncos should have beat them. I mean, there's a lot of teams. And don't get me wrong, like hats off, they're winning these games in tight fashion where you're like, damn, they might lose, and then they end up come out, they come out and they get the win with a blocked field goal, botched snap. But it's just it's one of them
Patrick
things.
Mahomes has an untouched 33-yard run.
Yeah, which happens seemingly every single week whenever the game's on the line. Somehow, it's mind blowing. But I mean, there was actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. There was a hit in the Chicago Bears Detroit Lions game where Caleb Williams was running towards the sideline, and he decided he was going to try to put on the brakes like Patrick Mahomes does, and then cut back inside and go up the sideline. And the linebacker wasn't having it. The linebacker smoked him, and everyone's screaming for a flag. The whole sideline, blah blah, blah. The announcers even said it. That he's a runner. He is a runner. Level him. He's not protected anymore.
That's the
Like
thing is it's so circumstantial. Like
yes,
it depends on who the runner is. Like
last year in the
truthfully,
playoffs,
yeah,
Steelers.
we've seen Justin Fields get blasted. I've seen
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson get blasted whenever they're actually able to hit him. Like
I've seen Joe Burrow get decleated.
I've seen Joe Burrow get. I've seen Jaden Daniels get
Yeah,
lit up. And they don't throw no flag, but man, just certain players, dude. Like certain players, they just they get the damn call, man. I don't understand it. I don't. I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
John Harbaugh got a bunch of crap recently for criticizing the referees and stuff like that, and I'm just like, what is he supposed to do as a
Right.
coach? You know what I mean? Because the NFL, like your hands are tied because the NFL, the referees, the officials, whatever, they are the NFL. So you question their integrity, you question the league, blah blah blah. But it's like you're not looking into any of this. Like you don't, you see it. We have instant replay now. We have better cameras and stuff than we've ever had. Like you can see the turf flick up whenever a dude's toe drags. But you
Right.
mean to tell me that we can't call a penalty right? Like, why do we need the officials anymore? Like, honestly, we don't. Like, we need somebody to just place the ball.
Yeah, and that's
You know
the
what I
thing
mean?
too. Like the replay assist. Like, how is it okay for replay assist one time to, um, like chime in and be like, no, that's not a penalty, or no, that was a
Yeah.
blow to the head, but they can't chime in all the time. And I get it. Like you're taking away the referee's job, but at the same time, dude, you want to chime in on these? Why aren't you chiming in on very like important situations of the game? Where human error is natural. Everyone's makes mistakes. And that's understandable. But whenever it becomes a growing theme, then you start to have questions.
Yeah, it's just like when anybody else isn't good at their job. You know what I mean? But,
Yep.
I mean, I know that we talk sports betting and stuff like that on the channel and whatnot, and you'd be dumb not to take advantage of the money that you can make off of the sports
Yes.
betting. So, but to me, there's a convoluted conflict of interest whenever you got a sports book that is
Yes.
sponsored by the NFL. Like
And that's yeah. Yeah. You're
that's just
100%
to
right.
me. Yeah, like it's convoluted, dude. You know what I mean? And I don't. It's the same thing as players gambling on the games that they're playing or whatever, or playing gambling on NFL games. It's the same thing, but the NFL is just the NFL, so they can just do it. You
Yeah,
know?
and
So
I mean, and like you mentioned it, and for me, wholeheartedly, like a big thing for me, and like I'm not gonna give out all my secret tips and ideas with betting, but the reason why I am so profitable is because I do take referees into effect, and that's just I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go into
and the
detail
team.
because it does if I give out the information. I mean if you put the time in that I put in, you can really do it. And if you connect the dots of what I'm saying, you can figure out what I'm talking about. So, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, unfortunately, that's the world we live in, and that's why I am so profitable at gambling and sports betting, um, because a lot of people want to chase parlays and on FanDuel and DraftKings and uh, have 7 players that need to do 7 different things, and the odds are $10 to win 1,000, and that's fine and dandy. But in the same sense, that stuff can be predicted and change. The outcome can be changed by an injury. It can be changed by
Jordan
the
Mason.
coach. Yeah, the coach pulling him out the game. Um, like Steven just said, Jordan Mason cost me $5,000 earlier this year. When all he needed was 15 yards, and they pulled him out the game. He didn't touch the ball the rest of the game, and the other 2 running backs went off for like 140 yards, 70 apiece. So I mean, it was one of them. It's just one of them things. And a lot of things can be dictated and changed. And my most profitable thing, yes, I do well on player props and stuff like that, and I hit some big parlays. But my main bets are straight ups, spreads, and over unders, and money lines, and that's that's where we're at, and that's where the most profit is. So, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I do think that ever since money got involved in sports, it's all been had some kind of effect on sports, and that's across the board.
Yeah, yeah, it's every sport. It's going to impact every sport. It happened in Australia. It destroyed sports in Australia.
Yep.
You know, so it's going to happen here. You know what I mean? And it's just going to be, like last year with the Taylor Swift deal and all that stuff. Like it's all to drum up, just bringing in more money, more revenue. And from a business perspective, I kind of get it, but it
They
takes the
hats
love of the
off to them.
game out of it. Yeah, it just takes the love of the game, the integrity. It takes all of that out of the sport, and it really just, you're just kind of watching, like, it's kind of like wrestling. Like everybody kind of took like Vince
Yes,
McMahon's deal and was like, dude, like if we drum this shit up, like, and dramatize it, more people are gonna watch it. Like,
they're gonna eat it
no
up,
offense, but like more women are gonna want to watch it, because Taylor Swift's coming in, whatever,
and kids,
So you start
kids
getting
love
the
Taylor
female
Swift.
audience. Kids want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. So is it smart? Yeah, absolutely. They're not stupid. That's why they're taking billions of dollars. You know what I mean?
yeah, I ain't mad at you.
Oh, good on you.
I
Yeah,
wish I
good
would
on
have
you.
came up with it.
Oh, we all do. Yeah, we all do. At the end of the day, I wish I came up with a damn sports book. Um,
Yeah, right.
but yeah, off of that, man, I just wanted to just kind of touch on that, just cause.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I like it. I like it. Plot armor. Thank you for the host, man. We haven't even dove into the games, and my man jumping in there, dropping a follow. So we appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it,
Um,
man. Yeah, we try to keep it straight up on here. We don't really try to pull any punches.
yeah, we're not here trying to. I don't even know
Mike
what you would
Tyson.
call it. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Vegas. All right,
All right.
moving on.
Right into the games. Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. These. So I'm gonna say this real quick before we dive into these games. The Texans. Every line this week. There's a few that I looked at that make sense, and then there's a few that I'm like, dude, what? What is this? So just want to put that out there. Uh, I honestly feel like I bet every single. How many games are there today? I feel like I could bet all 11 games today, and have a pick one way or the other. But I know that there's some trap games in here, and I know there's some lines that don't make sense at all. And um, we're gonna try and narrow it down to the ones we're most comfortable with, and make that money. So Texans Jaguars. Uh, Texans are favored by 3.5. Over under is 44.5. It is in Jacksonville. Good weather. There's nothing to worry about there. Um, dude, I don't know what's going on with the Texans, man. One week
I'm
they look
glad you
great.
said it.
Next week they look horrible. I mean, I truly don't know what's going on. I mean, the Texans just lost to the Titans, a game where they should have never even it. When you look at that on your schedule, you're like, okay, circle that one. That's a win, and you just kept moving. You didn't sit there and ponder or think about it. Nothing. I mean, to me, Jaguars are getting healthy, right? Bigsby, ETN, and T Law are all back. Am I right on that?
T-Law's questionable, but it sounds like he's gonna play, man.
Okay. Yeah, bro. I mean, me and you talked to the Texans last whenever they were during the game, and I said, the problem is our boy is not getting the ball. Joe Mixon was not getting the ball, and I don't understand why. The dude has been on an absolute tear and is not getting the ball, and for some reason he wasn't getting the ball. I mean, he had abysmal stats last week. I don't know if you have them in front of you or not. Let me pull them up.
Yeah, dude.
It was bad. It was
Yeah,
real
Joe
bad.
Mixon had 14 carries for 22 yards, and he had 5 catches for 23 yards. So yeah, he got bottled up all game.
And I thought maybe like Texans start finding their stride, start rolling, and I mean I was wrong. But
I did too. Yeah, I really did too.
um I don't know. I really like this game. I like the situation the Texans are in. Um what do you have for this game? Any thoughts on this game?
Well, um, with Jacksonville, man, I mean Jacksonville is just they're just kind of a hot mess, dude. I think Doug Peterson may be the next coach to go. If if they lose this week, um, I think he'd be the next one to go, or maybe they'll let him go in the off season, which is more of a traditional move. With Trevor Lawrence coming back, man, I got a question for you. Is it really worth trotting him out? Because they're saying that Trevor Lawrence may need surgery, which it's not. It's not a throwing shoulder, obviously. Um,
Yeah, but a shoulder is a shoulder.
but do you almost shut him down for the rest of the year? I mean, because you got your season's kind of lost. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not a terrible idea.
Because
I Not
I
a
just
terrible
don't see
idea.
the I don't see the point in risking. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the Jaguars as a whole, but you're getting pieces around Trevor Lawrence. You know, obviously getting um, Brian Thomas and Tank Bigsby coming into the zone and all that. So like you're getting pieces around T Law, and he has his flashes or whatever. Um, he had a rough go at the beginning of his career with the whole Urban Meyer thing, which was just a damn mess. I never thought
Yeah.
he was an NFL head coach to begin with. So he's had a rough go, you know what I mean? But if that's your franchise guy and you believe in him, I would almost shut him down for the rest of the year. I mean, what are the Jags? Like, what's their record? Do you know?
They are 2-9, and they go
Two
into
and
a bye
nine.
week next week.
Yeah, like shut him down, dude. Just keep climbing that draft board, bro, and build for next year, man. Like,
I
why
mean,
not?
yeah,
Go get Travis Hunter. You know what I mean? Like, why not, dude? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But as for the Texans, man, C.J. Stroud just needs to play better. He's been turning the ball over. He's been having a lot of
bad.
errant throws for some
Yeah,
reason. It seems like him and Nico kind of got a little more on the same page last week. So hopefully they keep building that rapport and the Texans get back on track because we both like the Texans. You know what I
right.
mean? We want them to
Yeah,
do good. Um, so hopefully they get Joe Mixon rolling on the ground, and hopefully they get Nico Collins and everyone involved in that offense, and CJ has a better game because last week against the Titans, man, that's just a game that, I mean, you can't lose that game.
no, I mean, you really can't, honestly. Um, it was one of them games where, granted, thankfully they're in a terrible division and it's paying. But the Colts, man, Houston goes on a slide and the Colts win, keep winning. Hey, never say never, bro. That division is ass. It's terrible, and you just never know. You just
No, it's
never
true.
know.
It is true, man. And with the Texans too, Jalen Petre's out. Their safety, he's a stud, so that could be a big blow. Um, as far as against the pass. So keep an eye on that. But I think the Texans win this game, but it's hard to say what they're going to do.
Yes, it is. It is very hard to say what they're going to do. I am going to be on the Texans. Um, I'm 100% rolling with the Texans, and we are going Texans minus 3.5. So that's one of the first bets of the day. I mean, I feel like we're talking about the Jets, and we're gonna talk about the Jets soon. But like every week, I'm like, okay, Texans are gonna figure they're gonna start rolling. They figure this shit out, and they don't. But I have faith in the Texans defense. I have faith that C.J. Stroud he's gonna figure it out. The turnovers are gonna stop. We've been waiting for that big C.J. Stroud game that he had last year so often, and let's just let's just hope, man. Let's just hope.
Yeah.
um, moving on to the next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. And this is one of them ones that makes no sense to me. I am not touching it. I don't like it. It is kind of mind blowing, if I'm being honest. Um, Chargers are only favored by 1 point against the Falcons, who are coming off a bye week, so they didn't have a chance to blow a game. But in the same sense, man, the Chargers have been rolling. So why all of a sudden are they only favorites by one to a team that has been not great? I just don't understand. Um, what's your thoughts of this game?
Man, this is an interesting game, dude, because in beginning of the year, the first half of the year, dude, the Falcons first couple games they were shaky, and then they started to get traction. And Kirk Cousins started slinging that thing. He started getting a little better with his Achilles injury. He was moving around a little better, um, hitting his targets and stuff, building that rapport with his young receivers. His running backs out the backfield and everything, and they were looking good, dude. But man, they got stomped on by the Broncos, dude. I mean, they got
They
absolutely
got
stomped
their
on by the
ass beat.
Broncos.
Yeah,
They got they yeah, the Broncos come in there and they bitch slapped the Falcons, dude. And I don't know what's wrong with this team. I don't know what's wrong with this team. They're relatively healthy, like they're in pretty good shape as far as injuries and whatnot goes. So that's not it. They just seem just out of sorts. I mean, I don't know why. Like you said, the Chargers are rolling right now, dude. The Chargers are doing really good. I mean, they lost to us in a close game last week, lost by a touchdown. And I'll be honest with you, Justin Herbert actually played really well. Just a lot of drops, a ton of drops. Like drops helped us tremendously
yeah,
against the Chargers.
yep.
Um, it was shoot, Joshua Palmer had a big drop, and then Quentin Johnston had like three. I was like, dude, that's the old Quentin Johnston. That's the Quentin Johnston from last year, and just things like that have just been hurting the Chargers. Just the drops. J.K. Dobbins he's on IR. He's it's not a season-ending injury. He's probably going to come back after 4 weeks. So that's good. But he's on IR now, so they lose that consistency in the backfield. They still have Gus, but Gus hasn't really been churning up the yards like he had previously. Um,
Right.
but as a whole, man, the Falcons. There's no reason this team should be bad with Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Mooney, and then obviously Bijan and Allgeier in the back. I don't know. You don't know what team you're going to get week to week with the Falcons.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like once again on paper, like they look like they should be such a good team and they should figure it out. But The defense can't stop a cold. Like it's just an abundance of things. And unfortunately, it's caught up to them. Like there's times where their offense just disappears and it doesn't exist, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't understand how. I just don't understand it. And unfortunately, Falcons are where they're at, and they're not in a great place. Maybe maybe the Falcons sitting at 6-5. Um, I mean they're on top once again. They're on top of their division, but Tampa's right there chomping at the bit. They're rolling, and this
They're
is a
getting healthy.
must-win game for Atlanta. I mean they gotta stay ahead of Tampa in the division because they're not getting a wild card. Let's be honest. And I mean, if they lose, Tampa has a pretty favorable matchup today, and that puts Tampa and Atlanta. Both Atlanta's sitting at 6-6, and Tampa Bay's sitting at 6-6. So it's going to be interesting how it plays out. Um, I know that um, there's some injuries on both sides, as you mentioned, and the the kicking game for Atlanta has been really what's hurting them with Koo. He's missed a lot of big field goals in clutch situations, and that's kind of what has hurt them. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not afraid of Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's scary at all if they do make a playoff run, unless they start proving it over the next couple weeks, the next 5 weeks, realistically. That's the only way that I'm worried about Atlanta. But for me, I'm not touching this game. I think that a bye week may have done Atlanta good, and I think that Atlanta might squeak this game out after a tough loss the Chargers suffered against Baltimore last week. Who do you got winning this game?
I got the Chargers winning this game. Yeah, I
Okay,
got the
so we're
Chargers
both
winning this game.
we're both on the
Yeah.
opposite side. All right. We got the Titans and Commanders. Titans coming off a big win, realistically for them against the Texans, as we mentioned earlier. For me, they don't worry me, man. They don't. The Titans are just the Titans, bro. And I just I don't I don't have much on this game. I don't know what has happened to the Commanders. Did people figure Jaden Daniels out? Did people figure out that offense? I don't know. Um, they just lost to the Cowboys, which they should have never lost. I didn't think they would lose, but man, it just seems like the offense is sputtering. It just seems like their offense cannot gain traction, and I don't know if it's the inability to run the ball and like get that play action set up and everything else. And let's just make mention of how crazy the ending of that game was for anyone that didn't watch it. I mean, it was nuts. uh, but I don't know, bro. I mean, what do you think that the Commanders' issue is?
Truthfully, I I don't know, man. Truthfully, yeah, like I don't know what their problem is. I don't know why the wheels fell off. I mean, I'm kind of with what you said. Like maybe other teams kind of figured it out, you know. But Jaden Daniels really hasn't been since that injury. He hasn't been scrambling out, doing what he was doing before. You know, running for the big yards. He hasn't been doing that.
Right.
Um, so I think that doesn't help. Um, man, they're like the Texans, dude. You're just like, but they don't have as good of a team as the Texans right
Right.
now.
Right. They do get Marshall
But
Lattimore today, I believe.
that's what I was about to say. When they get Marshawn Lattimore back, that'll help tremendously. Hopefully, I mean he's just coming off that injury, so he may have some rust to knock off. But that was a big addition for them. Um, they're just a frustrating team. I mean, I could see the Commanders losing to the Titans today. I really can, and
It's fair.
that shocks me. You know,
That's
that
fair.
shocks
I
me.
mean, that is fair. It's very fair, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. This is another game that I'm not touching. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not a fan of it at all. Um, I don't get it, man. I don't get how you go from being so hot to, I mean, absolute ice cold. I mean, they are ice cold, and they they look like a team that everyone expected them to be. I mean, they lost that first game of the year, won 4 in a row, lost to the Ravens, won 3 in a row, and then just lost. I mean, just
I
they're
mean, he
treading
had 7
backwards.
carries for 74 yards in that game. So I mean, he did move around. So sacked 4 times, which obviously
Mm,
isn't good.
yeah,
But
that's
their
not good.
line going into the season, we talked about it at the beginning, was like their line kind of stinks, you know. So
Yeah,
not having Cornelius Lucas last week didn't help. Um, just as a whole, like Brian Robinson's healthy. Last week he didn't do nothing. I mean, he did
yeah, he
nothing.
was
5 carries for
bottled
13
up.
yards. Yeah, he couldn't get anything going on the ground. No
He
push
did
up
get hurt.
front.
I will say that he did get hurt. He left the game and then came back in, ran
Yeah,
the ball one time, and then didn't touch the rest of the game.
which is weird because he's not even on the injury report this week. But yeah, he got hurt in that game last week.
That is
That
interesting.
game was a give me. I was like, the Commanders are gonna beat the shit out of the Cowboys. But
Yeah, I mean, bro, I was right there with you, right there with you, and clearly we were wrong.
yeah,
We were wrong. So yeah, I don't know, man. This team's weird. It's in a bad place, dude. It's just I hope they can figure it out. Cause I like seeing them do good, dude. I seriously do. Like I like seeing the Commanders. Like it was something for the fans to cheer about. Like I love Jane Daniels. Like I don't, bro. I don't know. I
yeah.
honestly
When
don't.
I did watch, like Jaden was just he was sailing passes, man. And you got to think he had 275 passing yards, right? But he also had an 86-yard completion. That's what made the game. That's when the game started getting crazy. You know,
Yeah.
whenever Terry McLaurin took that damn pass, 86 freaking or 85, whatever it was, and when that happened, so that inflated his numbers. So if you look at it, you know, I'm not going to do math because I suck at math. But 25 of 38 passes for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Without that 86 yards, like that puts him at less than 200 yards, and that puts him at 2 picks.
Yeah.
That is not a good game, dude. Not a good game.
I mean, call a spade, dude. I mean, he wasn't having a great game till the game got out of hand, like got crazy.
Yeah, yeah, which I mean that was kind of like the Tim Tebow, Demarius Thomas thing that people still talk
Yeah.
about to this frickin' day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry was out. He turned the burners on, was gone.
I don't. It, I don't know what happened with that, but bro, damn, it was wild. It was actually wild. And then they were set up damn near to. They were damn near set up again to go down and pull off another Chicago Bears Hair Mary, and it didn't work. So
No.
bro, I don't know, man. This team is very mm, very subpar right now, to speak. And it's just it is what it is. I'm not touching this game. I do think the Commanders win this game though. Who do you think gets this game? I know you said you wouldn't be shocked, but do you think that the Commanders might win this game?
I just read the damn injury report again, dude. Commanders, Marshawn Lattimore hamstring is doubtful.
Okay, so Lattimore is
Son of a
not coming
bitch.
back.
Yeah,
He
so they're
is
not getting
not
any
coming back.
reinforcements. The Titans are short two corners though, and
I was
I
gonna
read
say,
a thing earlier that Tajay Spears is supposed to play, so the Titans will get him back. But dude, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Commanders, dude. I mean the Titans.
okay.
I am. I maybe I'll jinx them, dude, and then the Commanders will win. I hope so. Because I like the Commanders. I want to see Jaden Daniels get back to early season form, man. But I'm gonna go with the Titans in this one, dude.
All right, there it is. Perfect. All right, we got the Cardinals and Vikings. This game, once again, a line that I don't understand. Um, why, how, but you got the Cardinals and Vikings. Vikings are favored by 3. They are at home. Um, the Vikings have been blowing leads and letting teams come back, and then they got to drive on the field and score. And I don't know what the hell's happening or why it's happening. They play great defense all game, and then they are like, you know what? Screw it, let them score, keep this game close. Let's keep it interesting. Um, Cardinals, on the other hand, that team showed up and did absolutely nothing against Seattle. Just one of them things that we've been waiting on. They were on that 4-game win streak, and we were waiting on the fall of the Cardinals, and it happened. This is a bet that I'm taking. The Vikings have been screwing me a couple weeks in a row, but the Vikings, I think, hand the Cardinals their ass this weekend, and I'm taking the Vikings minus 3.5. If you can get it to 3, it's even better. Kyler Murray was the Kyler Murray that looked like he played Call of Duty all night and didn't feel like prepping for the game. It was piss poor showing from the Cardinals. They were, I mean, this Cardinals team went from balling for 4 weeks in a row. I mean, statistically, defensively, everything, top to bottom, to absolute garbage. I mean, their leading rusher was Trey Benson with 18 yards, bro, against the Seattle defense, who, I mean, hasn't been the greatest on the against the run. So Trey McBride, big game. 12 catches, 133 yards, monster game for him. But bro, I don't get it, man. I don't get how the Cardinals, and we talk about it all the time, how they go from at the top straight to the bottom.
Yeah.
And that loss puts Seattle in first in that division. Another shaky division, and the Rams literally are right there, and so is the 49ers, dude. If the Rams and 49ers can figure it out and get wins, bro, and the Cardinals lose, and or I guess if the Cardinals lose and Seattle, if they lose, I mean, we're talking about a 3-way tie at 6-6. Which at this point uh at this point in the season, who would think all 4 teams have a shot at the division? Honestly, I
Right.
wouldn't. I could see maybe 1 or 2 teams, but not all 4. And I mean, the last 1 o'clock game we're gonna cover is is one of them games, dude. I don't understand it, and I can't wait to talk about it. But I think Arizona's gonna drop, man. I think that they're gonna drop, and I think that the Vikings are gonna prevail. They're gonna cover the spread, and they're gonna get back to what they look like at the beginning of the year. Yes, they're 9-2. They're trying to keep pace with the Lions, but I just think that the Vikings going to be too much for the Cardinals, especially after last week's showing from Arizona. What's your thoughts with the Cardinals?
No, the Cardinals are just the Cardinals, man. We talk about it every week. You know, we people ask us about like fantasy advice and stuff like that, and we have the same conversation. It's like the Cardinals are so hard to project because we don't know what we're going to get with Kyler Murray, man. I mean, he's the they win or lose by him. I mean, there's no if James Conner gets shut down like he did last week, then they're not able to run the ball. Um, then it's on Kyler's shoulders, and some weeks he looks amazing, and you're like, oh, there he is. You know what I mean? There's there's the Kyler Murray that made him the top pick in the draft, whatever. Um, but he just hasn't. He doesn't impress me. He doesn't impress me, dude. You have this brand new toy, a Marvin Harrison Jr., and you can't find a way to get him the damn ball. You know what I mean? Like Trey McBride's been eating in this offense. He's been dumping off passes to James Conner left and right, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's being smart with the ball, whatever. But then he has these other plays where people are running open and he's just not seeing them. Like, he's not seeing the field. He just he's just a frustrating dude. I mean,
He is very frustrating.
for anybody. I mean, a fan from a fantasy perspective, like he's just a frustrating guy. So yeah, I think the Cardinals they're going to be on the downturn. I was surprised that they had as good of a record as they did leading up to the last couple of weeks, and they were playing as well as they were. 'Cause they kind of flew under the radar
Yes.
compared to most teams. Um, I think the Vikings go over in this game. They had a tough game last week with Chicago. Sam Darnold, he played well. You know, he seems like he's getting back to he's settled down again. They got a lot of production out of Aaron Jones. You know, T.J. Hawkins is looking healthy. You know, so the Vikings they're getting healthy, man, and they're hopefully going to start rolling again. I think they end up going over on the Cardinals.
Couldn't agree more, man. Couldn't agree more. Indianapolis Colts, New England Patriots. I know you watched a good bit of the game last week with the with the Colts. Um, I'm not gonna lead you into it and try and like do it, but I want to see if you're gonna say what you're gonna say. So I want you to take over with this game and give me your insight on what you think with this game. And if you don't say it, I'm gonna say it at the end.
uh,
It involves a receiver. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm trying to piece it together. Maybe I'll get it as I start going.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so yeah, the Colts. Um, so this week they're not going to have Josh Downs. They didn't really do much last week against Detroit, which Detroit's defense is obviously
Nasty.
really good.
So
You know,
nasty.
what's that?
Their defense is so nasty.
Yeah, I mean they're flying around the field and stuff. Malcolm Rodriguez tore his ACL. Shout out to him. I forgot to mention that earlier. It's unfortunate. He's having a rock solid year. Anywho, the Colts just can't get nothing going, and a lot of it hinges on Anthony Richardson and his inability to hit anything under 30 yards. I don't understand. I don't
Beautiful
understand
deep
how
ball.
he does what. I'm not comparing him to Cam Newton because Cam was like an MVP and all that other stuff, but he does what Cam used to do. Whenever somebody's going outside of the numbers, he sails it high constantly. And we've seen it from Cam for years. So they were like, okay, the only way we can fix this is by drafting Kelvin Benjamin, and you see how that went. So
Yeah.
I don't know why Anthony Richardson can't hit anything but the deep ball, but as long as they're not able to as long as they're not able to hit those intermediate routes, dude, the Colts they're just volatile, dude. Josh Downs is gonna be out, like I said. Jonathan Taylor's been up and down, like he hasn't had that he had a couple games this year, but he hasn't had that big Jonathan Taylor game that we're accustomed to seeing. Um it's just I don't know about this damn team. And then the Patriots, it's a laundry list of injuries like it is every freaking week. I don't know about this game, dude. Who did I forget?
Your boy Alex Pierce. Getting hit right in the numbers, dude.
Dude, that was hilarious, man.
And honestly, like, yes, the score 24-6. Yes. But when that drop happened, it would have put the game like Colts would have been down 3. And it puts them right in the like the in the game, and it might have. And I'm not saying it's going to change the game by any means, but at the same sense, like, bro, you put yourself in these situations where you're not, instead of getting 7, you're getting 3, and that was a ball that hit him right in the chest. It wasn't like he was doing a backflip OBJ type catch. Like the ball hit him in the chest, dude. And
Yeah, it
you
was
texted me. You texted me.
was it Pierce? I think it was Ogletree,
Oh
wasn't it?
no, well, yeah, you're right. It was
Was
Ogletree.
it
Yeah, you're right.
Ogletree?
It was
Dude,
Ogletree.
he came, dude, and Ogletree ran a great route. Dude, that thing, when you talk quarterback at like the like grade school level, between the numbers, that's what everybody said. Dude, that thing, if that dude wasn't wearing a freaking chest plate, bro, that would have shattered his ribs. Like his sternum right in the center, dude. Like, and that costs
uh,
you the game. Like you can't, and that the Colts have that problem too, where they don't have the, like, they have weapons, but they don't have anybody that really, like, they got Michael Pittman, who kind of does it all. But like outside of him, like Alec Pierce, he's just a deep ball guy. You know what I mean? Josh Downs
yes.
is starting to come into his own, but like I said, with Josh Downs, Anthony Richardson can't hit the broadside of a barn under 30 yards, so that hurts Josh Downs because Josh Downs is out there running great routes and stuff, but Anthony Richardson will just sail this son of a bitch over his head, and I'm just like, it makes me so mad because he's seeing the read, and Downs is open, and
And he
then he
sails
just
it.
sails it. It's like, dude, you're seeing the field, you're doing everything you need to do. You just need to dial that arm, and he just he's like Madden, dude. He's just straight like bullet pass, bullet pass, bullet pass, dude. It's just like, stop holding
Straight
L1. Stop
high
throwing high
ball,
passes.
high ball,
Yeah.
high ball.
It's so frustrating, man. I mean, I love AR and I want to see him do good, man. I really do. But god dang, this team.
Yeah, for me, I think the
Poor
Colts get a
Patriots.
win, and I do want to touch base. And you mentioned Jonathan Taylor. He's a workhorse, man, and they're not giving him workhorse loads, and I don't understand why. I mean, you have a quarterback that can run the RPO better, like one of the best RPO running back quarterbacks in the league, and you're not playing to your advantage. And I don't understand what's going on. John Taylor has that sprinter speed burst, so him out of a shotgun formation is perfectly fine, but they're just not utilizing it. I don't understand why. Um,
I think they really missed Jelani Woods. I mean, he struggled with
yeah,
injuries and stuff, but they're missing that big tight end that's able to get up the field and move and make these catches that Ogletree can't. You know what I mean? Like
right.
they miss that.
Yeah, they missed Dallas Clark, dude. That's who they miss.
Dude, and as for the Patriots, man, I feel like Drake May is just like he's playing really well with what he has, and we say this every freaking week, dude. But I mean, just every week, though, the injury list just it's
it's
stifling. It's like their
yes.
practice squad is on the inactive list. Like it's just like 12 players every week. I just don't understand it, dude. And it's
It's
sad
every
because
week.
like they're trying to, you know, that poor
Yeah, and
team, man.
and that's the thing too. Like they get a win, then they lose in overtime, then they get a win, and then they lose against the Rams, and then they get decimated by the Miami Dolphins. Like this team, I don't understand. There's no consistency whatsoever.
No, no, there's not. And I mean, Drake May's going to continue to have up and down games just because their line was bad to begin with when the season started, when they were healthy. Their line was
Yes.
bad to begin with. We talked about that. That was the first thing we said because we knew the Patriots were taking a quarterback. We didn't necessarily know who, but once the chips fell, we're kind of like, oh, they're taking Drake May. So they take Drake, but their offensive line is bad. The running game stinks. They don't have a true number one receiver. You know, like just all these issues, but the biggest thing is just the offensive line. offensive
Right.
line, dude. Like that's I don't know. He's making it work. He's doing what he can, but anything that positive
Trying
that
his
the
ass
Patriots
off.
fans get, yeah, anything positive they get out of any game, take it as a win, dude. Just you got to keep rebuilding that team. I think you got your quarterback. Just got to keep rebuilding that team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Next one. This could be a good one, man. Instant classic AFC North matchup again. Third straight week. Steelers and Bengals, man. Uh, Mike Tomlin did what Mike Tomlin did, always does, and uh, fumbles the ball against the Browns on Thursday night. Got out coached, got outsmarted, got outplayed. Defense did their job per usual, and offense looks like shit. Deep ball wasn't there; it was taken away, and they lost. Exactly what I said. Russ has had the deep ball in every game. It has looked good. It has been great. But what else does he really have? Um, I'm terrified Joe Burrow might put up 400 yards passing on this defense. And it may happen if the defense sucking when and the offense can't score and sustain a drive. We are in Cincy. But I do feel that this could be a good game, man. I really do. Could be a Mike Tomlin game. Come down to field goals. But I can tell you this: if Chris Boswell is going to win this game without scoring a touchdown, he's going to have to kick 20 field goals. He's going to have to set a record that'll never be touched the rest of the time that we are alive. If he's if he's going to win the game with just field goals, he's going to score 20 of them. Joe Burrow, I say it every week. I think if you take away elite receivers, he's a bum. But in the same sense, um, Joe Burrow's putting up incredible stats this year. I mean, let's just be honest, and this is the realism coming out. Joe Burrow is putting up incredible statistics, passing. I mean, if you think about it, 3,000 yards already with 5 weeks to go, 27 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I mean, that's MVP numbers. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at him compared to Lamar's sitting at 3,553. He's sitting at 3,028, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Lamar, 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And Lamar and Saquon are my front runners for MVP, but bro, you got to put Joe Burrow in the mix. You have to. Their numbers are identical, other than the rushing statistic, obviously. But I mean, that's just what it is. Lamar's. I mean, I hope Lamar always beats Joe Burrow in rushing. If not, there's an issue. But yeah, man, Joe Burrow's putting up MVP numbers, and unfortunately, they they've lost some heartbreakers, bro, including two of them to the Ravens. I mean, this dude legit threw for 4 touchdowns against the Raiders, no interceptions. Threw for 5 touchdowns against the Ravens and lost both of them.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, man. Um, Damn, dude. Yeah, it's been a hell of a season for Joe Burrow, and they haven't lost because of Joe Burrow. They lost because their defense freaking sucks. Their defense sucks. I said it. Um, their defense stinks. Joe Burrow's he's been money.
yeah,
Outside of the Eagles game, he had a bad game. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't what he's been doing. Um, but that Eagles game, he had a bad game, it is what it is. But as a whole, man, they're not losing games because of Joe Burrow. They're losing
no,
games because their damn defense cannot stop the opposing offense. I mean, they can't
right.
hold them they can't hold them to nothing. I mean, they're either tying the game or they're going up a score or a field goal. Their defense just is not getting it done. That's the Bengals' biggest problem. Um, and then I can see Joe Burrow struggling against Pittsburgh's defense, just
You
because
think?
That's what Pittsburgh does. I can see him having some issues, man. I think if they can get pressure on him with TJ, well, Highsmith's out. Yeah, you guys don't have Highsmith this
Yep.
week. So probably have a little rotation with Herbig and probably Preston Smith. Um, mm. Yes, there is
You can,
that, but I mean,
I mean, and Herbig's a straight up pass rusher. That's what Herbig does. I mean, let's just be honest. Herbig
yeah,
rushes the passer. He's not a run support guy. I would love to see him evolve and become more of a run support guy, but hey, as long as he's coming off that edge screaming, I don't give a damn.
yeah. It's just whenever the Bengals do get those points and they do score, because I think the Bengals will score. I mean, because Joe Burrow is just playing really well. They're healthy. Um, so when they do score, Pittsburgh's offense needs to capitalize on how shitty the Bengals defense is. But like you said, Russ, with these damn moon balls, dude, you can't win a game just launching moon balls.
And if you're
You
not
know?
getting the calls or it's not a good moon ball, um, to where your receiver has a chance, then I mean, how good is really the moon ball?
Yeah, because he's kind of looking like freaking Gus Frerotte with Randy Moss, dude. He's just launching that damn ball, hoping that George Pickens goes down and makes a play on it. And George Pickens is, like you said before, he's not a 50-50 guy. He's like a 75-25 guy. Like there's a good chance that he's going to come down with that ball. He gives you the best chance to come down with the ball. Mike Williams doesn't see the field, so
For some
whatever.
unknown reason.
Yeah, but they need to incorporate Mike Williams into the offense. They need to get those two big bodies out there and take advantage of the Bengals, their lackluster defense, man, if they want to beat the Bengals.
Couldn't agree more, man. For me, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I'm not betting this game. We got them last week, but I'm thinking the over. I think this might be a high scoring game, man. I do. I'm gonna go over 46.5 points in this. And I think Pittsburgh might squeak this out. And that's not just because I'm a Steeler fan, and I hope that they squeak it out, but I think Pittsburgh squeaks this out, man. I do.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh in this one, but that defense needs to be on their game.
They got to force turnover and they got to get to the passer. Pass. They got to get to Joe and T.J. Watt. Let's go, man. I know you're getting triple team, double team. If T.J. Watt's getting it, Nick Herbig, you better have 4 sacks today. That's what all I'm saying.
Yeah, somebody's got to play Highsmith's role, and that needs to be Herbig and Preston Smith.
Seahawks and Jets. Here we go. Here we go. This line makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't understand it. Why the hell the Jets are the favorite in this game? They are the favorite in this game.
Oh, Orlando Brown is questionable for the Bengals. Just
Okay.
throwing that out there. So that's a big blow to their offensive line.
Yes, that's a blow their offensive line.
The Jets.
Yeah. Jets are favored. Everything in the world says, why are the Jets favored? Everything in the world says, remortgage your house and put it on the line. Take your pink slip to your car, put it on the line. Seahawks, no matter what. But Jets fire their head coach. Jets coming off a bye week. Did something happen in that Jets organization that we don't know about that's going to get released at kickoff? Like, why are the Jets favored? I don't understand it. I don't get it. The Seahawks should seemingly easily beat the Jets with no issues. And the Jets are favored. I just, bro, I don't get it. Is there any key injuries on the Seahawks side of the ball that maybe?
Nope.
Okay.
None. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, dude, there's none. Brees Hall is questionable with a knee injury, but he's a full participant Friday, so he'll play. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. all the injuries on the Jets.
What do you have any insight of why you think the Jets are favored? Do you think that maybe the bye week gave them what they needed? Like, I mean, can you make it make sense?
No, honestly, I can't. Yeah, I think the Seahawks beat the Jets today. I don't know. That shocked the shit out of me when you said that. I don't know why the Jets are favored.
For me, like I want to take the bait. I want to take the bait in the worst way. I'm gonna just keep it 100. Like I want to take the bait, and I want to
Because
take.
JSN and DK have been eating.
Oh my goodness, dude, JSN, whoo, JSN, bro.
I'm going with Seattle, dude. I ain't listening to that shit. I'm going with Seattle, dude.
See, it's
I'd try to
funny.
hear it.
I might put a little sprinkle money. I might put a little sprinkle money, dude. Not my normal 1 unit bet. I might put a little sprinkle money, dude. I'm taking I'm taking them, dude. I'm taking the Jets. We're back on the Jets wagon, dude. We're
It
back
would
on
be
the
nice to
Jets
see him do
wagon.
something. It would, because like we talk about every week, like Aaron Rodgers, Brees Hall. Like I like these guys, man. I want to see them do good, but I also like Seattle. So for me, I don't care who wins this game, but man, if the Jets play like they have been this year, I don't see it.
This is why I'm going to take the Jets. Okay, hear me out. And I'm loading up on this game at all. I'm not putting a ton of money on it. I'm not nothing. I'm not doing it. Taking the Jets for this fact. I think the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings -3, and I'm taking the Jets -1 at a sprinkle, small amount of money, half a unit. And I got because once we get to the Rams, I'm taking the Rams, and once we get to the 49ers, I'm taking the 49ers too. And maybe this is messed up, and this is my like f off week. Um, but that whole division is about to be 6-6, dog. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh shit! Bro, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand how the Jets are favored. I really don't. But I'm taking the bait. I'm taking the Jets. They put that hook and line and sinker out there, dude. I'm taking it.
I respect it.
All right, Rams and Saints. Two teams that Rams started out on fire. Me and you said they're gonna come back to real life. We knew the Saints. The Saints were gonna come back to life, and did they ever? What'd they do? They lost 5 straight. Six. Yeah, they lost 6 in a row. No, they lost
Something
7 in
like
a
that.
row.
They beat the balls off the Browns in week 11.
Yeah,
That
they
was when
lost
Taysom Hill
7
went
in a
off.
row. Yeah, yeah. And for some reason, Pittsburgh was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that shit with Justin Fields." But whatever. Cooper Cup and Puka have been going off. Stafford had he came back to real life against the Eagles because he was just on a tear. He was going
The Eagles
crazy.
defense is starting to get right too.
Yeah, the Eagles look like a complete team, bro. They look like a complete team. Um, I don't really have much for this, but I am taking the Rams -2.5.
Kenny Pickett had 2 carries for -2 yards.
Yeah, he's in there to kneel the ball, dude. He's in there to kneel it.
Legend. Gotta give him them
Any,
reps, bro. Get him ready to take over the franchise.
you have anything for this game?
Uh, let me see. I had okay. Um, Tyler Higbee's not playing for the Rams, so that'd probably be the key injury. Alaric Jackson, their left tackle, he's hurt. He's questionable. Um, but he's expected to play. Saints are pretty healthy. across the board. Man, I think the Rams win this game. The Saints just like they just don't do it for me. You know what I mean?
Nah,
They don't.
nope.
They start the Taysom Hill, whatever, and start doing that shit again, and
Rams defense
they
ain't
just
letting that happen to them either.
nah. The
Defense.
Saints. I'm not worried about the damn Saints. I think the Rams go over in this game. I don't really have much for this game.
All right. Tampa, Carolina. Hey, I seen a thing about this, and typically we're talking about Carolina in a negative way. We're gonna be talking about Carolina in a positive way today. I mean,
Let's go,
at
Bryce.
least I am. I seen a thing, um, that they're I forget who it was made a mention of it and said it, but they said how ever since Bryce got benched and he got to sit there and watch, Bryce Young seems like he's seeing the field now.
Yep.
He's not he's not getting happy feet. He's not dancing. He's really seeing the field and really like honing in on what made him good at Alabama. And bro, I see it. I mean, they lost a tough one against Kansas City last week. They beat the Saints. They beat the Giants. They've been in games, dude. Ever since
Mhm.
Bryce got that little bit of like a okay, if I'm gonna do this NFL thing, like I need to calm down and figure this shit out. Xavier Lickett's really getting involved, and I mean, Chuba Hubbard's eating. Chuba Hubbard's been running his ass off. He's really found his footing. So, bro, I really like to see what's happening with Bryce. I like seeing the improvement, the growth that he has shown. But for me, it's at 6.5 line. I usually take the plus side of it, but I'm taking Tampa minus 6.5. I think Tampa wins by a touchdown.
No, that's fair, man. I agree with that. Yeah, with the Bucks, I mean, with the Panthers, man. Bryce Young he's playing really well. He's playing solid. He's running when he needs to run to try and go and get the first down. He's playing like you said. They're playing to his strengths like he did at Bama. He's definitely seeing the field better. He's starting to he's starting to trust his receivers a little more. I felt like his rookie
Yes.
year he just was really up and down because he didn't have anybody to really that he could trust other than Adam Thielen. So I feel like he's starting to trust his teammates a lot more. Whenever he throws the ball, he's starting to trust his arm more. He's getting more confident, and I love to see it. We've talked about it for a while. Like I'm a Bryce Young guy, and they just don't have shit on that team. They traded the one piece that they did have, so they could get Bryce Young. So these young rookies are starting to step up. The rookie pass catchers. Unfortunately, Jalen Coker and Jatavian Sanders are both out for this game, which is a huge blow for the Panthers offense because those two are, especially Jatavian Sanders. He's been a key guy. So that's unfortunate. Um, Another week removed from being off the injury report for Jonathan Brooks. So he had a couple carries last week, kind of get his feet wet, get him back in the rhythm. People that don't know, he tore his ACL this last year at Texas, so he's been out since. Um, so getting healthier, losing players, getting healthier, losing players has kind of been the tail of the tape for the freaking Panthers this year. I don't think that they beat Tampa Bay because Baker Mayfield he's like a dark horse as far as MVP goes. I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to win it, but he's really kept Tampa Bay alive after all the injuries and all the ups and downs that they've had. He's really played his ass off. So hats off to Baker Mayfield. I think that the Panthers going into this game undermanned like they are. Buccaneers have their own um, injuries, obviously, but I still think the Buccaneers are too much for the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. That's another bet. Tampa minus 6.5. And the four, we got a good 1 o'clock game at least. I think with the Steelers Bengals, and I think we have an excellent 4 o'clock game. Your beloved Ravens, uh, who, once again, I said it. We were back on the Ravens train. We had a feeling Ravens bounced back after the loss, and they're gonna put it on the Chargers, and it's exactly what they did. Um, Made money off of them, like we have all year long. And yeah, Eagles, Baltimore. Eagles look like a complete team. Eagles seem to be rolling. But once again, I think that Baltimore, and I want you to take the game over after I make this comment. Teams have not been able to stop Saquon, but I think Baltimore will stop Saquon. They won't let him. He's not going to have 255 yards rushing against him. Let me just put it that way. um, the Eagles. I mean, ever since that week against the Giants, whenever I said if the Eagles do not cover this spread, they're banned for life. They have absolutely gone on an absolute tear, and they have won 7 straight, and they're sitting pretty in the NFC East, and they just are decimating teams, and it's really the Saquon game. So for me, I think that this game is going to be the battle of which running back can get going and stay going. If both running backs get slowed down, I give the edge to Lamar Jackson. I love Jalen, but I give the edge to Lamar because he has more escapability than Jalen Hurts and just the Houdini plays that he makes. But what's your insight for this game? This is your team. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
So some injuries on both sides of the ball. They have Devontae Smith listed as questionable, but what I read this morning was he's more doubtful. There's not a lot of quote here. There's not a lot of optimism as far as him playing, which is a huge blow for the Eagles. Great for us, obviously. Darius Slay also still out with that concussion. So that's another big blow. Sidney Brown's fighting a knee injury. Who's kind of like a safety corner hybrid. And then on our side of the ball, the big blow for us right now is Kyle Van Noy and possibly not having Michael Pierce. Kyle Van Noy is doubtful, so he's probably not going to play. He's banged up, which is a huge blow to our already non-existent pass rush. So losing him and that veteran presence is going to hurt. Michael Pierce,
balling, dude. Damn, he's been balling.
If we're going to contain Saquon Barkley, we need Michael Pierce to play. Because he's just a space hog, dude. I mean, the guy's still playing at a high level. He's that's what he does, man. He stops the run and he can get up the nose too and put some pressure on Jalen Hurts. So hopefully he's good to go to play in this game. But as a game as a whole, man, I'm excited for it, dude. I am. I look forward to like good competition and playing against a team like the Philadelphia Eagles and just trying to see how we match up against a team that has their offense. Obviously, not having Devontae Smith, they're not at full speed, but just as a whole, man, I want to see how we stack up against Dallas Goedert because these tight ends across the middle and stuff, it seems like crossing routes have been killing us this year. We're going to have Roquan back, which is huge, once again, in terms of trying to stop Saquon Barkley. We got picked apart last week in the running game. It seemed like we missed having him, which we ended up locking in towards the end there, but it seemed like we really missed Roquan Smith. So getting him back is huge. I'm really looking forward to this game, man. I want to see somebody step up as a pass rusher, put some heat on Jalen Hurts, and as for Philly, man, it's just they gotta play the pass, and Jalen Hurts needs to play mistake-free football. That's how Philly wins this game. If they can get anything going on the ground, which I think Saquon Barkley will have a good game. I just don't think he's gonna pop off for 250 yards like he did a week or two ago. So I'm looking forward to this game, man. I'm excited for it.
Dude, I'm staying with it. We're riding the Baltimore train again. Another week. Baltimore -3, man. Baltimore shows up against these dope teams, and I think this is no different. All right. 49ers and Bills. I think Buffalo got a ton of snow, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right on
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
that? Sorry about that. I'm choking over here. Um, yeah, I'm trying to look up to see what uh what we're looking at for weather-wise. Buffalo.
Lake effect storm dumps snow in western New York and Midwest. Yeah, Buffalo could receive up to 20 inches. God dang.
All right, so there's that. If that is the case, anytime weather. All right, I'm looking at AccuWeather is what ESPN uses right now. Yeah, lake snow effect is in effect from yesterday, or from Friday until tomorrow.
Oh god, they have a dozer at the stadium freaking pushing snow, dude. Holy crap. It's a front end loader.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Um, 1 second. Snow covers the stadium, plows clearing the field overnight. So they've been working aggressively trying to get the stadium uncovered and unburied. Yeah. Could be an awesome Sunday night snowy football game. And by the sound of it, a lot of snow. So Bills are favored 6.5. I am taking the 49ers plus 6.5. I actually might also lean on the under 44.5 points. Brock Purdy is back this week, right?
Yeah, he's expected to start. Yep.
Okay. Obviously, last week, no Brock Purdy really showed bad. They're saying up to 3 feet of snow could hit Buffalo right before kickoff. Shoo. Wow. Um, I think, dude, I think the 49ers keep this game close, and I honestly think that the 49ers might win this game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to play on the safe side and take the 49ers plus 6.5 and not take the money line for them to win outright. But I honestly, truly believe that the 49ers could come out into Buffalo and beat the Bills. I really, really do. They're saying that there may be a possible postponement depending on the snow. Obviously, we know with the Steeler game, it got postponed. Um, got postponed, and they ended up playing a couple days later. I really hope that that's not the effect again, but you never know. Um, any key injury on either side of the ball?
There's a lot actually. So for the Bills, Nick Bosa is out.
For the
They had him
49ers.
listed. They have him as out. Uh, yeah, Nick Bosa is out. Trent Williams is out. Dre Greenlaw is still going to be out.
Damn.
Diamador Lenore is out.
Okay.
Brock Purdy obviously has that right shoulder injury. He's going to play. And Renardo Green, another corner, has a neck injury. He's questionable. So 49ers, I don't know, man. They're banged up right now. For the Bills, they're not going to have Dalton Kincaid, which is it's a big blow, but they still have Dawson Knox, so that
Right.
softens the blow a little bit. Keon Coleman is questionable with the wrist injury, which he's been battling for the past few weeks, and Matt Milano was just activated off IR, so there's a chance that he may be back, which could be a big boost for the Bills. And
That's huge.
Dwayne Carter, their rookie defensive tackle, also has a wrist injury, and he is also questionable. So a lot of injuries on both sides. I think the 49ers definitely outweigh the Bills as far as the injuries go. Um, playing against Baltimore, playing against Buffalo at home with the snow, the weather, and all that stuff, man. I think I'm going to go with the Bills in this one.
Okay.
Real quick side note, I don't know what the hell the Commanders are doing. Um,
Good.
at the beginning of the year, they waived Braden Daniels. They waived, God dang it, center, Wisconsin, Arkansas.
Coach.
I can't remember. Anyway, they waived two guys that were second year players, and dude, they just waived Emmanuel Forbes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, second year player, dude, like a stud who was raw coming out, but they just straight up waived him. So
They waived
yeah,
him?
Emmanuel Forbes is yeah, Emmanuel Forbes is going to be going through the Ricky Armstrong is his name. Anyway, yeah, he's going to be going through the waiver wire. So I can see a team definitely claiming him.
Pittsburgh,
Anyway,
jump on him.
dude, I mean, why not, dude? Baltimore, hit him up. Shit,
You get him
young,
for nothing.
yeah, yeah. He's. I think he's got potential. Just didn't pan out with the Commanders, but yeah, them just waving these guys. I'm like, dude, like what? Why are you just waving them?
Yeah, that's
They did
that's
try to
crazy.
trade him supposedly, uh,
Probably
but
asking way
I
too
don't know.
much.
Yeah, yeah, but back on track. Well, they didn't get nothing. Could at least got a seventh for him.
Yeah.
But the 49ers and Bills, man, I mean, that's just a waste of picks, dude. I mean, just a waste of picks. Like that last year's draft was just a wash. You know, like what?
Right.
Whatever. Yeah, 49ers Bills, man. I think I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think the Bills go over in this game against the 49ers just
You think
because
you think the
the
Bills
injuries.
cover the 6.5 spread?
Mm,
And with that much snow, man. Oof.
yeah, it could be one of those games where we could see a lot of cook on the ground.
And that's why I'm kind of leaning on the 49ers to potentially win this outright because if it is a running game, bro, Jordan Mason, CMC.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. That is true. Yeah,
That's
that's
why that's why
true.
I think that the 49ers are going to at least cover the 6.5 spread.
Yeah, I can see it being a close game just because of the weather. Just because of the
Yep.
weather. I think the Bills win the game, but
Yeah, if it was clear skies, I would be probably on the Bills 6.5. It's not.
I just can't believe how many injuries just came out of nowhere for the 49ers,
Yeah,
man. That is
that's actually crazy.
their
That's
starting
honestly.
guard Aaron Banks is out too. So yeah, they just god dang, just racked up injuries.
All right, got a barn burner on Monday. Jameis Winston, literally one of the funniest people ever to be have a mic on him at all times,
Legend.
and got Cleveland versus Denver. Um, Cleveland coming off their Super Bowl win. They won 2 Super Bowls this year. They beat Baltimore. They beat Pittsburgh. Um, Bruh, I don't think the Browns beat the Broncos, dude. The Broncos have been playing so well. Um, I think the Browns. I don't even know if the Browns keep this game close. Honestly, Broncos are reeling. Broncos are playing well. They're beating the hell out of people. Sean Payton looks great. Uh, Bo Nix is playing his ass off. I they can contain Miles Garrett. I think the Broncos beat the Browns. Honestly, what's your insight in this game?
I'm with you, man. I think the Broncos go over in this game. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong or eat some crow whenever I need to, but uh Sean Payton, man, I gave him a hard time at the
Yeah,
beginning of the year, man. I did. I gave him a hard time, dude. Kind of said that Drew Brees was the reason that he blah 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 blah. But hey, man, he's got this team. This team look they're getting right, man. Bo Nix is playing really really well.
the
He's
defense is playing tremendous.
yeah, the defense has been on fire. The Broncos they look good, man. They look really good, and the Browns. Jameis is doing his thing, like they're playing like they're competitive. It's not like when they had
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson in, which me and you were saying shit early. Like, dude, bench Watson, put Jameis in. Like,
yeah.
it's over. You know what I mean? Eat your money. Like it's over. Uh, Watson's just dealing with too much, got too much going on. It's over, dude. But no, the Browns, I mean, they've been competitive. They've been playing really well in these games. Beat Pittsburgh, beat Baltimore. You know, they they're doing the damn thing. But the way Denver's playing right now, I'm going with Denver.
All right. Not a ton of comments today, which we didn't really anticipate, just being how early of a stream it was. I know a lot of people are usually tuning in later in the day, um, and that's on me. Just not being able to go live yesterday, but we will be back on track next weekend. Any closing thoughts, Steven?
Um, Honestly, no, not too much. Yeah, it's pretty quiet in the comment section today and everything. So, those who did tune in, and we appreciate you guys tuning in and that, and hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure that plays a little bit of a part too, and I'm sure people are
Right.
having their Thanksgivings over the weekends and stuff like that. So, hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and we'll get with you guys here next week.
All right. um, let's go over these bets, man. We got 6 of them today. Big weekend, and hey, this might be Vegas trying to give out a little bit of money since they've been hammering people with the lines they've been putting out, and they're trying to lessen the lines, get people to bet again. And maybe we're taking a bait, but let's have a day. We got 6 bets today. We got the Texans -3. We got the Vikings -3. We got the Bengals over 46. Bengals Steelers over 46. We got the Rams -2. We got the Ravens -3. And we got the 49ers plus 6.5. And if you parlay that all together, I'll tell you the odds. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So we got the Texans. We got over. We got the Vikings. If you parlay it all together, you are looking at a plus 4,759 parlay. $100 wins you $5,000. So that's the bets on the day. Like Steven said, quiet in the comment section. I was watching the viewers. We did have some viewers. Some people tuned in on Facebook. I'm glad that went off without a hitch. It'll make it a lot easier for a lot of people to watch on that aspect. And also, TikTok, as always, has been great to us. We've had a bunch of viewers in on TikTok, like we normally have been. We've had close to 3,000 viewers on TikTok, so just not a lot of comments. So we appreciate you guys listening to us ramble for the last hour and 40 minutes. And as always, we are BS Draftcast because we are Brandon and Steven, and all we do